It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after?
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Good evening, hockey fans. Tonight, from the Kirk S. Nevin Arena in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, the Latrobe Ice Cats meet the Hempfield Spartans. Hello, everyone. Chris Beddick here alongside Brian Mitchell. It's rivalry night here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. And Mitch, this is usually not only a rivalry game, but usually a big matchup between these two teams. But as of right now, we have two teams tonight going in opposite directions. The Hempfield Spartans have won 4 in a row, and the Latrobe Ice Cats have lost 3 in a row. So who knows what we'll see here tonight.
Yeah, Hempfield has been on an upward swing all season. Latrobe, as I was telling the coaches in the pregame, it's just wild with Latrobe because every once in a while they get into these spells year after year, and then they just come out flying. So do you think this is a type of a game, if they can come out, get the W against this Hempfield squad, and then maybe take that to launch into something else for the rest of the year, you know?
Well, if Latrobe can't get up and excited to play this game, then it may be a lost season because they do view Hempfield, along with Penn Trafford and Franklin, as rivals. But Hempfield is the one that all the players on both of these teams won. And these two teams have already played once this season, all the way back on October 6th here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. That was a game that saw Hempfield win that one 4-2. That was a pretty close game. Shots were 28-26 in favor of Hempfield. And that night for Hempfield, a three-point night for Garen Gardner, number 13, who's having a big season for Hempfield. He had a goal and 2 assists. And Max Grommel also had a 2-point night, a goal and an assist. Evan Saltzgiver, number 31, the goaltender for Hempfield, who is also in goal tonight, stopped 24-26 shots for the win. That bested Reese Myers, who stopped 24-28 in goal for the Cats. Brogan Murphy, Preston Miller had the goals for the Cats that night. Since that night, however, Hempfield has kept it rolling. Like I said, they have won 4 in a row. Their last game was a week ago tonight, December 11th, a 4-3 win over Shaler. That was a night that saw Nick Krupe have a hat trick, and his J.J. Williams, his teammate, had a goal and 2 assists for a 3-point night. Also saw Saltzgiver stop 33 of 36 shots.
That's another one. Second time this week I get to see a defending PIHL Player of the Month, J.J. Williams, the AA Player of the Month this year. So we're getting him a little bit of screen time tonight. But, yeah, this Hempfield team, they're deep. That's the thing about this Hempfield team that's scary is they're deep. And you were saying it in pregame, it starts in net with him. Saltzgiver gave him that stability in the cage to show them, hey, they got something they got going on this year.
Hempfield comes into this game with a 10-2 record, 29 points. They've scored 68 goals on the season, so they're averaging a healthy 5.6. They've given up 27 goals, which is an average of 2.2. And currently, right now, they are in second place in the AA division behind first place Penn Trafford. Latrobe comes into this game with a 4-5-1 record, 11 points. They've scored half as many goals as Hempfield, 34 goals. They're averaging 3.4. They've given up 37 goals, averaging 3.7. The Cats right now are in 7th place in the AA division, which if the playoffs started today, and we know they don't, but the Cats would be 7th and in a playoff spot in the AA division. The Cats' last game was a week ago tonight, December 11th, last Thursday, an 8-4 loss at the beautiful Belmont Complex in Armstrong. And with that, the Cats have lost 3 games in a row.
I always talk about them every year. They're the perennial AA powerhouse every year, but even the powerhouses have those down years. And the one thing that I looked at their lineup and said to you, and especially in pregame, they're young. There's not a lot of seniors on this squad that they usually have. There's an opportunity here for head coach Adam Ferguson to be able to bring them in under the Greater Latrobe program and teach them the ways of the varsity program. So while it may be a down year in a very deep AA division, Greater Latrobe has a lot to look forward to. Just learn, take it in, figure out what you got to do to win games. You're going to get some tough losses like you did against Armstrong, but what are you going to do to make yourself better in the future?
Cats are coached by Adam Ferguson, as you said, Mitch. It's his 3rd season. He is assisted tonight on the bench by Dante Yuhan and Jason Markowski. On the other bench will be first year behind the bench boss for Hempfield, Mike Albright. Mike was an assistant coach for Latrobe the last 2 seasons. A lot of familiar faces on the bench over there for Hempfield. John Weinbrenner is his assistant coach. John, of course, was the head coach most recently of Franklin Regional. But also, as I look up at the banners here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena, it was exactly 10 years ago that Latrobe won their last state championship, and the head coach of that group was John Weinbrenner. And he'll be on the bench over there giving a lot of experience to help Mike coach his Hempfield Spartan teams. Andrew Dunford is also the other assistant coach on the bench for Hempfield tonight. Hempfield comes in, as we said, with number 31. Evan Saltzgiver will be in goal. Saltzgiver's record is 6-2. He has a 2.56 goals against average and a sparkling .918 save percentage. That ranks him second in the AA division. In goal for Latrobe tonight will be number 46, Reese Myers. Myers comes into the record of 4-4, a 3.81 goals against and a .858 save percentage. He also has a shutout on the season. Scratches tonight for Latrobe: defenseman Colton Goodland, forward Cash Ockhammer, defenseman Liam Timko, defenseman Garrett Repack, and forward Cam Mikulski still out with that knee injury. Call-ups for the Cats tonight: Cole Martz, Max DeLugas, Luke Hayburn have been called up to play in this one. The only scratch that we see tonight for Hempfield, who has played regularly, is John Weinert. He is injured as per Coach Mike Albright. So the teams now will go to the benches for some last-minute instructions by their head coaches, and we will have a puck drop, and we will have this rivalry Thursday game between the Latrobe Ice Cats and the Hempfield Spartans. Excited to see what happens here. Cats have lost 3 in a row, and Hempfield has won 4 in a row. And look out for the fast start for the Hempfield Spartans. They lead. They have 24 goals in the first period. That is by far the most in the AA division. So they have gotten off the fast starts. The Cats, on the other hand, have only scored 12 goals in the first period. So a fast start, if you're going to pull an upset, is apropos for Latrobe tonight. And they will send out Jackson Kettering. He's going to send her Landon Miney and Preston Miller on the wings. Ryan Ginther and Nigel Morris on defense. Stepping in, puck is dropped, and we are underway. So glad to have you with us here for this one tonight. Latrobe and Hempfield. Here comes Garen Gardner. Look out for him. He's their point leader. He's also third in points in the AA division. Puck centered in front, goes over to the wall. Miller, Preston Miller, circle back. Now he'll just flip it out. Garen takes a kick at it, but that gets out. And now here comes Landon Miney. Miney over the line, foiled there. Miney, though, has the puck, centers it, no one home. Dunlap looking to clean it up. Miller's there, too. Miller along the wall, along with Dunlap. Can't get it out. Miller, Preston Miller for Latrobe. He'll shoot. That'll miss the net. Goes over to the wall. Garen Gardner. Can he get out? He can't. Gives it away. Brogan Murphy just off the bench. Backhander right in on Saltzgiver. He gloves that down. He leaves it over to Garen Gardner, number 13 in blue. Comes over the line. Gets around a man. Walked in. Loses it there as Morris was able to poke that away. Josh Matthews for the Cats is able to get that out. Both teams making changes behind the play. Luke Horrell now gets it up to J.J. Williams. That goes off his stick. Eli Meter for the Cats just dumps it in. Cats have a line of Murphy, Matthews, and McMahon, but here comes Williams. Williams ahead of Krupe. He had a hat trick recently. His shoot is a stop by Reese Myers. Krupe had the hat trick last week in that game at 4-3 win over Shaler. Cats now putting the pressure on. Just underway here in the first period. Krupe now gets it ahead. That pass doesn't connect. Chipping it ahead is Grommel. Cats are able to get that out. Hempfield sends it right back in. Eli Meter, 74 in white for Latrobe. Defenseman, head up, hits his own man as he gets it out. It hit McMahon. Puck does get out, and here comes Landon Crum. Crum, pressured by Krupe, gets a shot off of that. It's the side of the net. Corralling that is Max Grommel, number 18. Here he comes. Grommel gets around a couple over the blue line. He's pressured there by Jackson Kettering. Nigel Morris sends it around the wall. There's a shot kicked away by Reese Myers. Kettering just gets it out. After that will be Colby Heron. Heron in blue for Hempfield. Just gets it out into the neutral zone. Kettering tried to get it in. Kettering now does dump it in. Cats are going to make a change behind the play. First one there will be defenseman Kevin Saby. Here he comes, 58 in blue, over the line. Bryant goes to the net. Saby hit, muscled out there. Brogan Murphy now gets it up to center. That pass doesn't connect. Brogan Murphy now as the puck is in his zone. Martz sends it around the wall. Bryant, can he get it out? He will. Miller in the neutral zone. Preston Miller gets the legs going, drops it back. Cats making a change. Eli Meter, now number 74. Here he comes. Eli Meter over the blue line. Meter takes it behind the goal line. Eli Meter looking for someone to pass to. Meter now out to the blue line. Tried to send it to the corner. Bryant stopped that. Mats Martz gets it out. Headmans it too long for Heron, and this is going to be icing on Hempfield. 13:22 to go in the first period. Early shot totals 2-1 in favor of Hempfield. Faceoff coming back to the left of Evan Saltzgiver.
Playing each other like they know. They've played each other once already this season. They're very tight on each other. Nobody's really giving anybody an opportunity early, and nobody's really taking those opportunities, trying to figure out where those openings are going to be later in the game.
Cats send out Kettering, McMahon, and Miney. But now here comes Hempfield. They'll shoot it, goes wide. McMahon can't play that. J.J. Williams now, 71. Nice pass. Cross rink. Hempfield on the attack here. Behind the goal, Julio DiPietro, 16 in blue. Williams now has it. He has the puck a lot. His point totals reflect that. Horrell sends it down, goes below the goal line. Kettering sends it around the wall. Meter's there. It's pressured by Williams. Can Meter get it out? He will. After it is Miney. Miney's going to beat the man to it. May have a chance here. Walks in, shoots. That's stopped by Saltzgiver. McMahon now sends it around the wall. J.J. Williams turns back, loses it to Miney. McMahon over there battling. Kettering looking for it too. Now getting it out. And here comes Hempfield. They'll dump it in. They're looking to make a change. That was Maddox Wills that dumped it in. He's going off. Saby now is able to keep that in. Williams tried to center it. That was blocked by Ginther. Ryan Ginther sends it ahead. Bounces over a stick. Kettering now behind the goal line. Jackson Kettering, number 9. Kettering tried to get it to Crum. That couldn't connect. Puck comes out of the zone. Ginther sends it right back in. Cats were offsides. They got to come out and tag up. They do. That allows Hempfield to take it out. Garen Gardner dumps it in. Takes a hit for his trouble. Nigel Morris knocked down there by the captain. March centers it for Garen. That shot is stopped. Now here's DiPietro. DiPietro centers it. Looking for a man that doesn't connect. That's the captain, number 80, the 80, Jonathan Holtzman is the captain in blue there. Beg your pardon. On the attack now is Hempfield. DiPietro behind the goal line. Gets it over to Garen Gardner. Gardner collides with Murphy. Gardner now has it. Walks out, loses it. Puck is loose. Gardner has it again. Can the Cats get it out? They will. Murphy gets it out to center. Gardner sends it right back in. Nigel Morris. Cats will make a change. Morris sends it ahead to Crum. Goes off his stick. He'll come off. Wholesale change here for Latrobe. Coming back now is Luke Horrell. Horrell try to get it to DiPietro. That doesn't connect. Meter gives it away to DiPietro. 37 in blue. Nino DiPietro. Horrell sends that in. Cats are going to get it out. Miller racing after it. Can he get to it? Horrell knocks it away. Miller battling. In there is Sushjak, too. Liam Sushjak, 78. Gets his first shift of the night. Caden Mikulski also out there, 12 in white. Kettering sends it up, goes all the way out of play. 10-16 to go in the first. 2-2 are the shots. Not many chances here so far. Teams really seem to be feeling each other out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying a little bit earlier. It just seems like they're, I won't say it's hesitant, but they're trying to figure out what the other team's going to do here. And that's you got these two now veteran coaches that as you get farther into the season, you see how deep the benches are on that coaching staff. They also know that, hey, you may see these guys later in the season.
There's a shot there by Miller, stopped by Saltzgiver's shoulder. Hempfield, as we said, have scored more goals in the first period than any other team in the AA division. They've scored 24. They've been able to get off the fast starts in most of their games. So right now, Cats hanging around. Miller, puck still in. Miller keeps it in neatly at the blue line. Sends it behind the net. Gathering that is Planey, but he loses it. Dunlap now. Dunlap looks to get it out. He will skate it out. Gets it to center red and just dumps it in. After it is Max Grommel, number 18. Crum over there too. Grommel. Cats can't get it out. Puck trickles in on Myers. He makes a save. There's a shot. That was stopped by Myers. Cats will get it out this time. Puck corralled in and sent in by Hempfield. They're going to bring everybody off. Puck goes in on net. Myers not going to take any chances, and they'll cover. 9:03 to go in the first. No score. Hempfield, as we said, has won 4 in a row coming into this. 10-2 on the season. Cats have lost 3 in a row. 4-5-1. But right now, it's tight here early in the first. Not a lot of room out there. Kettering's going to step in against Martz. Face off to the left of Reese Myers. Martz loses the draw. Nigel Morris sends it around the wall. McMahon sends it around. Landon Crum. Can he get it out? He can't. That's maybe trouble here. It's a shot stopped by Myers. Cats it would behoove them to get the puck out when they can against this high-powered Hempfield offense. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time in your own zone. Puck in the middle. Cats, can he get it out? Jackson Kettering will skate it out. Kettering dumps it in, goes in on net. Saltzgiver sticks it away. Kettering puts contact on there. Luke Horrell behind his own goal. Horrell sends it around. Martz now carries. Mats Martz, number 2 in blue. Gets across the line, shoots long, that'll miss the net. Can Heron keep it in? He can't. He sends it back to Saby. 8 minutes to go here in the first period. No score. Glad to have you with us here tonight on Rivalry Thursday. Hempfield and Latrobe. Saby tried to do it all there, and he lost it. Here come the Cats back. Preston Miller with speed. Miller over to Suschak. Has a chance. Shoots. Save made by Saltzgiver. Mikulski now. Mikulski puts it on. It's blocked. Nice play there. Good block by Heron, and he blocked it. He's hobbling to the bench. Coach Mike Albright loves to see that. Great effort there by number 4 in blue, Colby Heron. Meter in front, deflected by Miney. Loose in front here. Who's going to get it? Wills and Miller collide. Shot by Miney. Goes in and gloved down by Saltzgiver. As we said, Saltzgiver having an all-star type season, Brian. Second in the AA division in save percentage coming into this game, 9.18. He's also won 6 games and a goals against a 2.56. So he is well on his way to being an all-star representative for Hempfield. Ginther will shoot, deflected, loose in front. Score! Garrett McMahon picks up that loose puck. And he's able to beat Saltzgiver. McMahon's going to get his 3rd goal of the season.
I was about to say right before that faceoff, it seemed like Latrobe was finally, somebody was taking that momentum and doing something with it. Latrobe putting a couple opportunities on, getting guys to the net. Put one in. Great goal. Nice little tip in there for a 1-0 lead.
So the Cats strike first. Offside here is Hempfield. The goal is going to be Garrick McMahon, his third of the season. We'll have to check on the assists. It's hard to hear the announcements here in the Nevin Arena, so we'll do our best to get the assists for you. But McMahon definitely gets the goal, and the Cats are up 1-0. Now here's Nigel Morris. Morris looked to sneak it in. That was foiled, and here comes Garen Gardner. Gardner, third in the AA division in points. Number 13 in blue, 11 goals, 12 assists. There's a shot long by Planey. That is stopped by Myers, and he will hold for no rebound. So when you've been a struggling team like Latrobe has been, having lost 3 in a row, and having a game last week that didn't go so well, giving up 8, getting that first goal in a game against your rival is really just what the doctor ordered. Face off to the right of Myers. Good start for Latrobe, I would say. Miney's able to get that out. Saby ahead to Holtzman. Holtzman tried to get it to Gardner. DePietro now circles back. Puck dumped in by Hempfield. So McMahon gets the goal, his third of the season for Latrobe. We'll check on those assists and get those to you as soon as we can.
Murphy and Gunther.
Murphy and Ginther. So good job. Thanks, Mitch.
No problem.
So that's Murphy's 5th assist of the season and Ginther's 3rd assist of the season. So McMahon from Ginther and Murphy at the 7-minute mark gives the Cats a 1-0 lead here in the first. Shots 8-5 in favor of Latrobe. Lead pass ahead to Gardner. He's being chased by Meter. Meter able to poke that away and stop Garen Gardner. Gardner now hits Crum. Good hit. Nothing wrong with that. Some oohs and ahs from the crowd, but there was nothing wrong with that. Bryant now brings it up. Bryant shoots long, trickles in, rebounds. Did it go in? It did not go in. Myers made the save on J.J. Williams. I thought that was in, but Reese Myers says no, as he denies J.J. Williams. That was actually carrying the puck who made that pass, Nathan Planey, number 27. So Myers with a big early save there. 5:08 to go in the first, still 1-0 Latrobe.
Looks like he got the paddle down as it was coming across, and it just went off into behind the cage. Was out of our view for half a second. That's why maybe you thought it went in, but it was definitely a great save by Myers.
Face off to the right of Myers. Now Murphy over along the wall. J.J. Williams now comes out between the circles. Williams, nice little pass over to Planey. Planey's going to take it behind the goal line. Nathan Planey, 27, over to Krupe. Krupe back to Planey, up top. Planey sends it down to Krupe. He's a big boy, number 86 in blue. Had a hat trick last week against Shaler. Cats are able to get that out. Krupe now back to Planey. Probably the tallest and the shortest players standing right next to each other here for Hempfield. Ginther takes a big hit by Krupe. Krupe laying the smack down there. Clean hit. Nothing wrong with that either. Rivalry game, you expect to see some hitting. Williams, now Krupe looking for a man. Nice pass over to Saby. Comes in, has a chance. Shot. Glove down by Myers. 4:09 to go in the first. Shots now 8-8. Both teams will make changes behind the play. Some oohing and ahhing from the crowd as the juices start to get flowing by both of these teams.
We got some students. Got
a big student section for Latrobe. You know, usually Hempfield has a big student section, but there are not many here tonight, which is rare. After the faceoff, there's a shot, glove down by Myers. So the Cats have come in ready to go tonight, and nobody was happy with what happened last week, an 8-4 loss against Armstrong. And, when you've lost 3 in a row, you should be in a bad mood, and you should be focused and ready to go. And so far in this first period, Latrobe is ready to go. Saby now has a poke checked away, and here come the Cats. Preston Miller now. Miller now shoots. Saved by Saltzgiver. Miller sends it back to Mikulski. Caden Mikulski loses that. Now here comes Heron with speed. Here comes Hempfield. Centering pass. Where is it? Kettering. Good back check air to stop that. There's a shot. Goes through everything. Up at the point. Put on net. Deflected. Goes over the net. Heron back to Dunlap. He'll shoot. That's stopped. Rebound in front. Who's going to find it? Reese Myers finds it with Martz digging in there. Myers had to be sharp there. 3:27 to go here in the first. 1-0 Latrobe if you joined us late. A goal by Garrick McMahon, assisted by Ryan Ginther and Brogan Murphy.
The one nice thing that I'm seeing from Latrobe, they read and understood where Hempfield's coming from this season. They like to shoot. They like to shoot from everywhere. They've sold out the body. They've gotten in front of all the shots that they needed to. And that's why they're doing a really good job making sure Myers is taken care of in this game.
Hempfield they're averaging almost 6 goals a game so far this season scoring. So they know how to put the puck in the net. And it's a challenge for Latrobe or any team to keep them off the scoreboard. Now here's DePietro. He was looking. Cats can't get it out. They had a chance there. Here's Planey. Shoots. Goes wide. Horrell over Gardner. Cats got to get it out when they can, especially against a team like this. Matthews is going to just ice it. 2:51 to go in the first period. We owe you, it'll be one, right? One commercial break between the first and second period. Short break here after the first. After the second period, of course, it'll be Zamboni time. We'll take a little bit of a longer break, but 1 30-second timeout between the first and second. Face off to the right of Myers. Kettering stepping in there against Holtzman. Ginther behind his net. Holtzman chases. Cats, can they get it out? They can. It's giveaway. DePietro, hungry, in front, centers. Now Gardner. Can the Cats get it out? Miller sends it back to Ginther. Cats bottled in their zone here. Hard pressure put on. They can't get it out. Look out here. Gardner shoots. Glove down by Myers. That shot may have been going wide, but Myers isn't going to take any chances there as the Cats were bottled in their zone. 2:21 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Latrobe.
They're doing a good job forcing the passes to where they need to, where Myers is able to get into position for those saves. They're not getting too many opportunities on the cross up to the blue line. They like to play this offense off of the lines or do the Spartans. So it's a good move here and a nice job by Adam Ferguson to figure this one out.
Jackson Kettering over to Crum. Can the Cats get it out? They can't. Krupe was foiled there as he tried to shoot it. Cats do get it out. Crum at center red sends it in. Down to 2 minutes to go in the first period. Hempfield loses it. Meter out top. Meter backhanded. Couldn't connect. And now back comes Krupe. He'll dump it in. Over to get it is Max Grommel, number 18. Centering pass in front. Puck is loose. Can the Cats get it out? They will. Here comes Preston Miller with speed. Miller, 95 and white, pulls up. Centered it in front. Goes in on goal. Kicked away by Saltzgiver. Now coming back with a head of steam is Max Grommel, number 18. Grommel defended. Centered it. That doesn't connect. Crum for the Cats. Over the line. Shoots. It hit a leg. Bounces behind the goal line. That's corralled by Luke Horrell. There are 2 Horrells for Hempfield. 17 Luke Horrell and 17 Luke. There is another Horrell.
They got a Horrell and the Worrell.
Actually, I'm looking. There's only one Horrell tonight, so I beg your pardon as I look down the roster sheet. I'm only human. We make mistakes, right, Mitch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You just go back and look at my first game. It was a dynamic type of different players' names that were close enough to each other. Then there were 2 of each on each side. It was great.
30 seconds to go in the period. Here comes Bryan over the line. Bryan defended by Ginther and now Nigel Morris. They lose it. There's a shot. Myers the save. Rebound. Heron in there. Ginther. 18 seconds to go. Penalty coming up. And it's going to be against Latrobe. Cats had possession in their own zone, and Brogan Murphy's going to go to the box with 16.2 seconds to go. And this is not a power play that you want to give chances to. Hempfield's going to go to the power play. They are 12 for 34, scoring at a 35.3%. That ranks them numero uno, number 1 in the Double-A division. Cats penalty kill, they've killed 15 of 18, 83.3% kill rate. That ranks them 5th in the AA division. Hempfield down 1-0, send out the power play. They have 16 seconds to go in the period. We will go by that clock. Of course, if they don't score here in the 16 seconds remaining, they will have the power play here in the second. Mart steps in. Ginther gets it out and clears. 8 seconds, down 7, 6. Looks like this power play will extend to the second period. And the horn sounds, and that is it. After one period at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena, we got a good one. It is Latrobe 1, Hempfield 0. Be back with the second period here in a moment.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kirk Nevin Arena here in Greensburg. This is Brian Mitchell, Chris Beddick on play-by-play tonight. I just want to thank Chris for joining me this evening. I called 2 games on Monday. I had a chance to pick this game up. So figured if I knew anybody that really knew anything about this division, it was this man right here, the voice of the Wildcats Network, helping us now on Berg Hockey Night, Berg Hockey Live on 10 Band and Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. Thank you for joining me this evening. I just wanted to make sure you got that shout out on you for that one. So 17 minutes here in the second. I'm really impressed by this Greater Latrobe defensive effort against this offensive Hempfield, but leaving a 1-0 lead, it's a hard thing to say, you know?
Especially for a team, Hempfield, who came into this game, as we said, 24 goals in the first period, which was by far leading to AA division. They're used to getting off the fast starts, and they are on the power play here to begin the second period. DePietro now. Cats have McMahon, Kettering, Ginther, and Morris. Number 1 power play in the AA division right here. Krupe now has it. Krupe, Williams, DePietro. Nice defensive play there by McMahon, and he's able to clear. Luke Horrell is also out there, and Mats Martz. Number 1 power play in the AA division. And here they come. DePietro, 1:05 to go in the penalty. Kettering, good pressure there. Back up top, walking it in. Shot by Williams. That's blockered away by Myers. Krupe, 50 seconds to go in the penalty. Puck loose in front. Scrambling. And the Cats are able to get that out. Down to 40 seconds to go in the penalty. Cats make a quick change. Miller just off the bench. Miller and Miney, Morris and Ginther. Cats haven't been able to change their D. Crum shoots long, glove down by Saltzgiver. Down to 25 seconds to go in the penalty. Here comes DePietro, Nino DePietro, number 37. There's 2 DePietros in the lineup tonight for Hempfield. Number 37, Nino. And here he has the puck now. He'll shoot. It was sticked away. And sent out by the Cats. 3 seconds to go. Julio DePietro, number 16, are the brothers out there. Cats have killed it off, but here comes Hempfield. That's foiled. Preston Miller. So 0 for 1 on the power play is Hempfield. Crum gets that in. First one there is going to be Liam Suschak. Suschak centers it. And it bounces over Miney's stick, and here comes Holtzman. Holtzman over to Herron, over the line. Herron centers it, looking for Holtzman, goes all the way through. Garen Gardner now. Gardner shoots long, save, rebound, stopped by Myers as he stopped Holtzman. Another shot by Herron. Myers stops that too.
Big save off the toe.
Miller. Now for Latrobe. Circles back. Sends it over to Meter. Meter over to Suschek. Can he get it out? Along the wall. He can't. Katz again. Can't get it out, Mitch. That could be a problem. Gardner shoots. Stopped by Myers. Can it be cleared? No. Katz can't get it out. Miney can't get it out either. Now it's chipped out. Cats need a change. They're going to try to hurriedly change here. Gardner circles back. Here he comes. Gardner over to Heron. Gets around a man. Walks in. Centers it. Or he shot it and it went wide. Holtzman now. The captain. Over to Dunlap. Dunlap shot blocked by Murphy, who lost his stick. Cats just clear it out. Will it be long enough for icing? It will. Barely.
Ooh, it died right next to the
It
crease.
died right there at the line.
But it made it.
13:36 to go in the second. 1-0 Latrobe leads. If you joined us late, Garrick McMahon got the goal for the Cats, assisted by Ryan Ginther and Brogan Murphy. 15-11 are the shots in favor of Hempfield. Hempfield is 0 for 1 on the power play. Cats have not had a power play thus far. Face off to the right of Reese Myers. Murphy stepping in for Latrobe. Martz for Hempfield. Cats get that out after the draw. After it now is Planey. Nathan Planey, number 27. Sends it up. Morris up on the attack, but here comes Martz. Martz offsides as DePietro tried to hold the line. The official, who I believe I know the official, but I don't want to give the name out because in case it's not him. But that was offsides
Miller and
against
Julian
Hempfield.
are your officials tonight. Miller and Julian are your officials for the contest.
I know Mr. Miller.
Yep.
Longtime official. School and travel hockey. Face-off, Hempfield sends it in. They'll apply the pressure. McMahon sends it around the wall. Matthews, Wassel there steps up the pinch for Hempfield. Buck behind the goal line. On the attack now is Hempfield. Murphy hitting everything that moves. Now we've got a helmet off. We've got Murphy on top of a guy. And you can ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. This is a rivalry game. Now Murphy doesn't have a helmet either. The student section of Latrobe approves. You would expect there to be some juice and hopefully no shenanigans, but a rivalry game like this, two teams that don't like each other very well. Now Murphy's going to the box. That's going to be his second penalty. We'll see if anybody from Hempfield goes. If this is an even up, or will the Cats be shorthanded for a second time? Mr. Miller is waiting as if he's going to make a call, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's waiting for a second player to go in to make the calls. Usually you'd have that official in.
Now the player that lost his helmet is going off to the locker room, and that is Maddox Wills, number 93. So Wills has gone off to the Hempfield dressing room. He went off under his own power. I'm assuming that's who they were waiting for to put in the box, but now both officials are gathered at the scorer's box here trying to figure it out. Murphy definitely in the box in a penalty for Latrobe.
Looks like we've got 2 and 2 right now. But let's see what they're actually end up calling here. 5.
Are they giving them both 5-minute majors? Murphy went to the box.
He's getting his helmet readjusted. That's why he's coming out of it now. But
I'm a little curious as to why Wills went to the dressing room. a teammate of his took his stick to him.
Equipment, maybe?
Not sure. 5 minutes are on the board for Latrobe.
They took whatever was off. So
now they took it off.
Oh, there we got 2 on there for
2. Is it
Latrobe.
going to be an even up here? We'll see if they put anybody else in the box if Murphy got more than just 2 minutes. Now the officials are over at the Hempfield bench giving head coach Mike Albright an explanation. Coach Albright doesn't seem terribly enamored by the explanation he is getting. The other official now over to Coach Ferguson in the Latrobe bench. 5 minutes are on the board now for Hempfield. It looks like they're going to put another player in the Hempfield box to serve the penalty. So we'll have to keep an ear out.
I'll be looking to see if I get
what the call is. So it looks like they're going to play 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then the Cats are going to get a 3-minute major power play. So 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. And then the Cats will get a 3-minute power play. So 4-on-4 here. 12:54 here to go in the second period. 1-0 is our score. Latrobe has the lead on a goal by Garrick McMahon. 4-on-4 hockey now. Krupe, Williams are out. Dunlap and Saby for Hempfield. Cats have Mikulski, Miller, Meter. There's a shot in. Loose in front. Krupe looking for it. Williams has it. Shot blockered away by Myers. Meter and Miller. Mikulski and McMahon for the Cats. Here comes Miller now. 4-on-4 play. Loses it. And now here comes Saby with a head of steam. Saby muscled off the puck by Meter. Now here comes Miller. It's going to be 1-on-1. Miller and Dunlap. Miller now shoots. Saved by Saltzgiver. Miller, rebound, score! Preston Miller picked up the rebound. And Saltzgiver couldn't find it. And Miller is able to beat Saltzgiver. And with 12:02 to go in the second period, Miller gets his team-leading 10th goal of the season, and it's 2-0 Latrobe. That kind of came out of nowhere, Mitch.
Oh, yeah. That's what happens whenever you get the effort, you get that opportunity, and, taking that extra thing, they're checking it right now, but what I have right so far is Hempfield's Maddox Wills took a fighting minor, served by Giulio DiPietro.
Now here comes Monty back for the Cats. He'll shoot. That's sticked away by Saltzgiver. Is there a such call as a fighting minor?
I am not sure. I've never heard of that.
I've never
heard. Oh, there it is.
Heard.
Fighting under 5 minutes, game misconduct.
Okay.
Or fighting is a game misconduct, so.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be a major then.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute misconduct, but has a game misconduct listed, so.
Here comes DiPietro back. He'll shoot. It's off the side of the net. So the Cats are now up 2-0 in the second period. Horrell sends it over. Planey comes off, has a chance, shoots. Good stick on puck there, and it goes out of play.
And you said it. Sorry, up by 2 now. In 26 seconds, they're going to have a 3-minute major power play here to work off.
3-minute major, and that means the Cats, in theory, could score as many goals as you can score in the time of the major. So an interesting turn of events here right now at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. Cats up 2-0, 11:20 to go in the second. 4-on-4 hockey for another 26 seconds. That face-off trickled in on Reese Myers, and he covers. Shots right now, 15-14 in favor of Hempfield. I'm going to send a quick shout-out to Uncle Frankie, who's watching this out in Arizona. Horrell now, after that draw, shoots, blocked by Nigel Morris. So Coach Ferguson's definitely gotten the effort here and the focus so far in this one from his group. Shot by Martz, he scores! It hit a stick. It goes off Nigel Morris, and it hops over Reese Meyer's shoulder, and Hempfield gets a huge goal there with 10:58 to go in the second. It's going to be Matt Martz's third goal of the season, and it is 2-1 Latrobe. Big goal there for Hempfield, Mitch.
They needed that right there, because what you don't want is you didn't want that 4 seconds to expire, get Latrobe the advantage, and then have an opportunity to throw another one in there. You make it a 1-goal lead instead of a possible 2 or 3-goal lead or a 2-goal lead here.
2-1 now, Latrobe. Cats are going to go into power play now. Cats are 5 for 28 on the season, 17.9 conversion rate. That ranks them 7th out of 11 teams. Hempfield has the top penalty kill in the AA division. They've killed 40 of 43, a 93% kill rate. That ranks them first. Here comes Heron now, short-handed. Heron has a chance, shoots, stopped by Myers. Dunlop. Martz now, short-handed, major power play for the Cats. 2:25 to go in that. Giveaway there. Heron. Kettering gave that away. Here comes Heron now, working hard. Cats got to get organized here. Here comes Miller. Power play for Latrobe, their first of the night. Miller with speed, loses it, and the puck is sent out of play. 2:05 to go in the major power play for Latrobe. 9:58 to go in the second. 2-1 is our score.
Martz from Heron and Planey. How the penalties fell out right now. What it looks like to me is they took the 2-minute instigator, 5 minutes for fighting for Wills, and on the opposite side, it's going to be Murphy with only a 2-minute minor. So that's how it played out.
Martz gets his third of the season. There's Miller, trip, no penalty called. He was tripped, wasn't able to shoot it. Saby shorthanded, just dumps that in. So Martz gets his third goal of the season, assisted by Colby Heron, his 6th assist of the season, and Nathan Planey, his 3rd assist of the season, has made it 2-1. 1:45 to go in the Cats' power play. Brogan Murphy. Murphy takes a hit from Saby. Nice play there by Saby, but he couldn't get it out. Now Kettering. Cats look to set this up. Kettering loses it. Holtzman shorthanded. Can he get around Morris? He does. Holtzman got a chance here. Walks in shorthanded. Shoots. He scores! Johnny Holtzman scores shorthanded! And Hempfield, just like that, has tied the game. What an effort by Holtzman.
That is a huge goal by Holtzman to come in and be able to just fire that. It wasn't even firing it. He just let that one just slip off his stick through Myers' legs.
And it trickled in 5-hole.
Yeah.
Holtzman gets his 9th of the season, his first short-handed goal. And just like that, we are tied at 2. The Cats are still on the power play. But right now, Hempfield's had the better of the chances, getting that huge short-handed goal. So, boy, impressed by Hempfield, the way they've reacted, Mitch. Down 2-0. Nothing was really happening. But now they've been able to get the last 2 to tie this one up. Cats on the power play. Hempfield kind of feeling it right now. That pass or puck is cleared. 55 seconds to go in the major power play. 2-2 is our score now. Mikulski pressured. Penalty coming up. It's going to be against Hempfield. They're going to get that one. It's going to be a hook. So the Cats are going to have a 2-man advantage for 42 seconds. Going to the box for Hempfield. It's going to be Nick Krupe. Yep. Cats with a big 2-man advantage here for 42 seconds. Got to try to find some momentum here. Hempfield has scored the last 2 goals.
And they're coming in at an ideal time for them. A 4-on-4 goal, then getting the shorthanded goal to get back into it. That could have went the entire opposite way for them, which is a good move for the Spartans to be able to at least try to get something there.
Puck cleared out by Martz. Cats have Kettering, Miller, Murphy, Ginther, and Morris. 30 seconds to go in the 2-man advantage. That pass doesn't connect. Zone entry and setup is the issue at the moment for Latrobe. Here comes Ginther. 15 to go in the 2-man advantage. Ginther's going to carry it himself. Ginther takes it behind the goal line. No help. Nobody's helping him here. Murphy does get over. 3 seconds to go in the two-man advantage. Centering. Misses Morris. First penalty's over. Minute 15 to go in the Cats power play. They're 0 for 1. Power play chance number 2 they're working on. Puck dumped in. That doesn't get deep, and it's cleared by Hempfield. Morris. Cats power play here. Nothing to write home about so far. Having a hard time getting it in the zone. Murphy to Miller. Miller loses it, and it's cleared by Hempfield. Number 1 penalty kill unit in AA. Ginther, 35 to go in the penalty. He'll just shoot. That's blocked. And now look out here. Here comes DePietro short-handed. Here he comes. Walks in, shoots, save, rebound, backhander by Heron. That was stopped also. Puck centered in front. Off the bench, Wassel shoots. That misses the net. Heron tried to stuff it in. That doesn't connect. 12 seconds to go in the power play. Cats aren't going to score on this power play unless Miller takes a big hit there. Planey clears. So Hempfield losing it right there. There's a shot off the crossbar. Oh, Heron had a chance as it was misplayed and he hit the crossbar. Now here's Holtzman. He had the short-handed goal. He'll shoot. That goes over the net. So Hempfield kills off the penalty, 2 penalties, and they also get a short-handed goal that tied the game.
I'm not going to lie to you. I want to look at that one again. That one looked like it might have went off the inside of the back.
Shot by Gardner stopped. Good save there by Myers. Hempfield right now, you can feel it. They're starting to feel it. There's a long shot by Kettering that's stopped. They've scored the last 2 goals. They give it away there. Josh Matthews loses it. Mikulski. Matthews battling along the wall. Here comes Holtzman. Holtzman over the line. Gets it over to Williams. That doesn't connect. Good defensive play there by Eli Meter. Matthews pokes it ahead. Planey. Can he get it out? He will. Mikulski. Over to Meter. Meter sticks with it. Can he dump it in? Battle along the bench here. Here comes Miney. Landon Miney, 48. He's 1 on 3, though, and he loses that to Saby. Saby gets it ahead to Gardner. Gardner been a little bit quiet here so far tonight. Mm-hmm. He leads the team in points with 23. Leads the team in goals and assists. And he's 3rd in the AA division of points. But here comes Saby. Saby between the circles. Shoots and scores! What a move there by Kevin Saby, the defenseman. He just took control, cut it to the middle, and he snapped a wrister between the circles, and he beats Reese Myers. That's his 2nd goal of the season. And with 4:52 to go in the second period, boy, this game has changed on a dime. Hempfield now up, Mitch, 3-2.
The pressure was on. The one thing that I was worried about with Latrobe and Hempfield was the attrition. The Latrobe not getting as many opportunities, and Hempfield just starting to get their momentum going. And when this team can turn it on, they can turn it on. You said it, how many goals they've scored, almost 6 goals a game. The opportunities on the power play and the penalty kill top in the league on both of them. So, I mean, it's something they'd look at. And what did they do? A 4-on-4 goal, a 4-on-5 goal, and then that goal coming off of the penalty. So
the last 5 minutes have been all Hempfield, and they have turned this game around.
You go back to that play that created the whole momentum shift, which was the fight down in the corner. Their own players sold out into fight, took the double minor, basically, that major penalty, and they only took a rough. So you saw that, and it built up your momentum.
Plus, they've hit a crossbar that we'll have to look at to see. That may have been a goal.
I'm looking at intermission,
Myers
sir.
covers it up. So Heron hit the crossbar earlier. So, Hempfield the last 5-6 minutes have turned this game their way. Shots are 23-16 in favor of Hempfield. and they're up 3-2 right now. 4:33 to go in the second period. And the Cats, who have lost 3 in a row, you can look at their body language right now, Mitch. They're teetering here. Mm-hmm. And Hempfield is on. They're on their toes, and they're feeling it. Now here comes Bryant. He'll dump it in. Martz is going to be the first one there. Martz behind the goal line. Sends it around the wall. Dunlop will activate. Can he keep it low? He will. DePietro helps him there. Bryant brings it out. Bryant sends it back to the point. Shot in on Myers. He'll make the save. Bryant now to Martz. Back to the point. Shot. Glove down by Myers. 3:55 to go. Shots right now are 26-16 in favor of Hempfield. So far this period, 14-6 in favor of Hempfield. They've had a better to play. The shots tell us they've had a better to play. That's backing up what our eyes are showing us too. Right now, Hempfield has all the momentum. Cats got to find a spark. Miney just gets that out. Kettering's after it. He'll get beaten to the puck. However, by Planey, puck goes up into the Cats bench. 3:43 to go in the second.
Officially the goal, Saby from Williams and Gardner.
So Williams gets his 12th assist of the season. He is 5th in the AA division in points, so he helps that. And who was the other one?
Gardner.
And well, Gardner's 13th assist, his 24th point. He's 3rd. There's a shot by Miller, glove down by Saltzgiver. So the 2 top point leaders for Hempfield right now, Gardner and Williams, figuring in on the goal by defenseman Kevin Saby. His 2nd of the season has put Hempfield up on top. Face off to the left of Saltzgiver. Kettering. Miller has it. Miller behind the goal line. Saby hits him. Miller now battling. Williams. Kettering's there. Miller too brings it out, trying to stuff it in. That was foiled. Puck cleared out by Hempfield. Eli Meter. Meter dumps that in. Saby can't get it out. Cats. Kettering centers it right there. Shot by Miney was blocked and then cleared out by Hempfield. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Meter pressured by Max Grommel, who has it. Grommel walks in, shoots, stopped by Myers. Cats in a little bit of trouble in their own zone here. Can they get it out? Dunlop keeps that in. Krupe now. McMahon gets it out. Miney 1-on-3. He'll shoot. That misses the net. Murphy pressured by Krupe. Krupe knocks him down. Grommel over to Williams. Williams 1-on-1 with Morris. Gets it over to Krupe. Shoots. Blockered away by Myers. Williams again. Try to get it to Krupe. Krupe centers it. Cravener hits the ice for the first time for the Cats. 66 in white. Killian Cravener. Horrell's after it. Luke Horrell sends it around the wall. Cravener centers it. He's looking for McMahon. McMahon turns and shoots. That was blocked by J.J. Williams. Williams pressured by Cravener. Cravener gets a stick on it. Nigel Morris gets it ahead. That doesn't connect with McMahon. 1:35 to go in the second period. Gardner dumps that in. Holtzman's going to be the first one there. Johnny Holtzman behind the goal line. Holtzman back up top. Wassel has a chance. Shoots. Blocker down by Myers. He didn't know where it was for a second. Holtzman again, a Wassel. Open again. Shoots. Misses the net. DePietro now. Sends it up the wall. Wassel back down. Below the goal line. Gardner. Holtzman. Back up top. Horrell just sends it behind the goal line. Gardner. Garen Gardner, number 13 in blue. Comes out, has a chance, shoots. Good block there by Nigel Morris. Under a minute to go in the second. Crum intercepts that. He'll dump it in. He had to dump it in. Miller was offsides. 42 seconds to go in the period. Mikulski intercepts that pass. Here comes Caden Mikulski. He'll lose it at the blue line. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Big period for Hempfield. They were down 2-0 at one point. They've rallied for 3 straight, and it looks like they're going to go to the locker room up a goal, at least. 13 seconds ago, Holtzman tried to get it to DePietro. Brogan Murphy, 10 seconds ago. Here come the Cats. Can they get a late one? Miller shoots. Good stick on puck there by Saby to deflect that wide. 2 seconds ago in the period, and that's the end of the second period. So, Hempfield rallies here in the second. They score 3 straight, and they're able to go to the locker room with the lead. It's Zamboni time here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. Shots on goal, 29-17 after 2 periods in favor of Hempfield. So they outshot the Cats 17-7 in that period. After 2 periods here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena, it is the Hempfield Spartans 3 and the Latrobe Ice Cats 2. We'll take a short break, be back with the third period here on Berg Hockey Night. It's Rivalry Thursday. Be back soon, friends.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
All right, welcome back here to the Kirk Nevin Arena, Greensburg, Pennsylvania. We are going to do the out-of-town scoreboard here on Berg Hockey Night. Berg Hockey Live on 10 Band and Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. Talking about this contest, Hempfield leading Greater Latrobe 3-2 through 2. Latrobe jumping out to a 2-0 lead. Goals by McMahon and Miller. Matt Martz, John Holtzman, and Kevin Saby with goals for Hempfield in this contest. Evan Saltzgiver, 15 saves for the Spartans. Greater Latrobe. Grease Myers, 26 saves for the Ice Cats. On the opposite side, we're going to move our way up a little northwest from here. Brady's Run Ice Arena. Beaver Hampton, 4-1. Bobcats leading the Talbots and loading up that score. Give it a second to go. There we go. 4-2 now in that contest. Goals by Preston Cochran and Eli Bukovic for Hampton, but 4 goals in between the two of them. Danny Kogas gets 2, Colin Justice with 2 himself. That game is coming up on the 10-minute mark of the third frame. Owen Honey for Beaver, 14 saves. Constantine Saris, 30 saves for the Talbots. Ringgold leading Deer Lake 7-0. The Lancers just absolutely decimated by injuries. I called them last Monday at Alpha Ice Complex. 7-0 is your score, but Ringgold very good this season. The goals from Vaughn Shannon, 2 from Brandon Vaccaro, Nolan Moscow with a goal, Brady Lippert with a goal, Evan Munschauer with a goal. Oh, Brady Lippert with 2 goals. 7-0 is your game there. Mason Ribnicki with 15 saves for the Rams. The Lancers, it's going to be Keaton Minnick in goal, 33 saves so far. West Allegheny and South Park from Ice Castle. That game is on our sister network down at Mon Valley. No, I'm sorry, I apologize. That is not on live. I apologize on that one. Maddox Lukatic goal for West Allegheny opened it up before Talon Zandona and John Wineland getting 2 goals. 4-0, Indians leading. The Eagles, Xavier Hayduk, 38 saves for South Park. Luke Sauford, 9 saves for West A. Greensburg-Salem and Chartiers Valley at Mount Lebanon. 2-2 in that contest. Greensburg-Salem in that transition year, the Chartiers Valley always back, always in that argument for the best teams of the year. Ben Waldron, 23 saves for Chartiers Valley. Jackson Klingensmith, 2 saves for Greensburg-Salem. Goals, Waldron and Shemansky for the Colts in the first period. Salem coming back with 2 goals in the second. Jeremiah Falk and Brazen Richard with goals. Fink with 2 assists in that one. The other AA game on the docket this evening. Cathedral Prep leading Wheeling Park 3-1 down at West Banco Arena. Hyatt Hetz, Michael Corator, 2 goals, and Daniel Tadich a goal for Wheeling Park. 3-1 is your score. Matej Moga, 4 saves for Cathedral Prep. Wheeling Park getting 4 saves from Haley Hastings. Those are the 4 games. Those are the games that are already in progress here. We've got a couple other on the docket. North Catholic at Indiana at S&T Bank Arena. Carrick at Burrell at Pittsburgh Ice. Cannon McMillan at Blackhawk. Trinity at Connellsville at CFS Bank. North Hills at Mars at Barrel. And Thomas Jefferson at South Fayette on Mount Lebanon. That's the other game that will be on the air tonight, 9:10 from Mount Lebanon. That's on Mon Valley on 10band.tv. But here it is 3-2. Hempfield leading Greater Latrobe in a AA matchup. We'll be back with your third period. And the voice of the Wildcats Network, Chris Beddick, will be on the call. We'll be back.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Welcome back to the Kirk S. Nevin Arena in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. After 2 periods, the Hempfield Spartans lead Latrobe 3-2. Shots on goal after 2 periods. Hempfield is 29 to Latrobe's 17. Hempfield was in control that second period, out shooting Latrobe 17-7. If you joined us late, Garrick McMahon got the first goal tonight, his 3rd of the season, assisted by Brogan Murphy and Ryan Ginther. That made it 1-0 Latrobe, and it was 1-0 after 1 period. In the second period, Preston Miller got a goal, unassisted goal, which made it 2-0 Latrobe. But then after that, it was all Hempfield. Mats Martz cashed in his 3rd of the season, assisted by Colby Heron and Nathan Planey. That got Hempfield on the board 2-1. And then the big goal of the game so far, in my opinion, was Jonathan Holtzman's shorthanded goal. Cats were on a major power play. Holtzman was able to score between the legs of goaltender Reese Myers. That tied it at 2. And then about 4.5 minutes or so later, Kevin Saby, the defenseman, was able to get the goal. Saby, his 2nd of the season, assisted by J.J. Williams and Garen Gardner. That made it 3-2 Hempfield, and that's where we stand after 2 periods.
Yeah, that was really wild. You look at that second period and the momentum shift after that fight that just basically gave Hempfield that lit that fire in them. You don't see that very often whenever you lose a player in that scenario, but unfortunately, the game misconduct being what it is, and then giving up the goal. The first goal coming with 4 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. The second goal coming during the man advantage, and then on the major. And then the third goal coming in right after everything expired, after a 5-on-3 opportunity for Greater Latrobe. So that's momentum shifters right there.
The fight that you were talking about occurred in the blue paint right by Reese Myers down to our right, and it was 93 Maddox Wills who got the game misconduct for Hempfield as he was battling Brogan Murphy. Murphy only got a 2-minute penalty. Wills got the 5-minute major and the game misconduct. Teams are out. We're ready to go. 3-2 Hempfield. Puck is dropped. The 3rd period is underway. Nigel Morris. Can Latrobe get this out? They can't. Last 3 goals in this game by Hempfield. Hempfield has won 4 in a row. Latrobe has lost 3 in a row. Hempfield 10-2 on the season. Bryant behind the net. Cats shot. It was a shot in by Saby, stopped by Myers. Cats 4-5-1. Hempfield in 2nd place. Cats in 7th place. Cats would make the playoffs if the playoffs started today, which, of course, friends, we know they don't. Cats' next game is going to be this coming Tuesday, December 23rd. A nice 8 p.m. puck drop at Erie Cathedral Prep, way up at Lee Pupper. Just shot there, great save by Myers. Myers had to be sharp to stop the Petro, and he did. Shot in on net. Myers makes a save, and he'll cover that up. So anyway, just to finish that, Cats play Tuesday, 8 p.m. puck drop against Erie Cathedral Prep. The next game for Hempfield will be this Monday, a big one against first place Penn Trafford right here at Kirk S. Nevin.
And that one's coming to you from one of our broadcast partners coming back. It's actually Westmoreland Sports is going to be getting that one. Sean Myers will be on the call that evening. So come and check it out on Westmoreland Sports Network. Coming back to cover some hockey this season. So welcome them back. I'll be at Robert Morris, so I got a little bit of a trek myself. So
we like Sean, good man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a big one. That's Hempfield and PT Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
But we got more action here. 15:40 to go in the 3rd, 3-2 game. DePietro lost an edge and went down. It's going to be icing, looks like, here against the Cats. Shots right now 33-17 in favor of Hempfield. Cats got to find a way to get the puck and get some zone time and some shots. Hempfield really has had the better of the play. Not only have they scored the last 3 goals, but they've had the better of the zone time, the shots, and the chances. Reese Myers has had to make some big saves to keep this a 1-goal game. Ginther now loses it. J.J. Williams centered it, looking for Krupe. That doesn't connect. Nigel Morris now over to Landon Crum. Crum collides with Saby. Ginther. Saby now ahead to Williams. Here he comes. J.J. Williams shoots. It's over the head of Reese Myers. Saby pinches to try to keep it in. He can't. Kettering takes a hit there from Grommel. He's able to get it into the Hempfield zone. Eli Meter intercepts that pass, tried to dump it in. Crum loses it. Here comes Hempfield. Williams, J.J. Williams. Puts it through. That was intercepted by Latrobe. Horrell now. Luke Horrell dumps that in. Hempfield changing everybody behind the play. Crum tried to get it ahead. That doesn't connect. Horrell back to Planey. Here he comes. 27 in blue. Defenseman got an assist tonight. Drops it back. There's a long shot that's gloved down by Myers. There's a shot by Heron. 14 minutes to go in the third. 3-2 Hempfield leads.
The last couple opportunities, Latrobe has been able to get back to the second period. They've had to create that knockdown in the neutrals, in their offensive zone to get a shot on goal down there. A couple opportunities for the, there we go.
Shot save, rebound, score! Right off the rebound, it's going to be Martz. They won the draw. They were able to get the puck to the net. Myers made the initial save, and then Martz kept coming to get the rebound. He gets his second goal of the night. And with 13:57 to go in the third, Hempfield is now up 4-2.
That was to finish my thought on that one, but it was a nice little effort play by Martz to put it on the net. But finishing up my thought process on that is that Hempfield's just locked down defensively. It really has been a full team effort to make sure that Latrobe has to earn every single opportunity they've gotten across the blue line.
Hempfield can score goals, as we said. They've scored 68 so far on the season, averaging almost 6. And right now they have 4, and they're wanting more. Martz. Martz has it. Goes behind the goal line. Martz sends it up top to Planey. Planey over to Horrell. Horrell shoots, deflected, goes in. Myers is able to make the save. Heron in there. Little tap on Myers. Myers lost his stick. Impressive performance here by Hempfield after they fell behind 2-0. Didn't really have a whole lot going on, Mitch. And then, boy, they've turned it on, and they really, to me, they really look like a team that very much could contend, easy for me to say, for the Penguins Cup this year.
They've just been a whole different team this year, Albright. Maybe you talk about Albright, Weinbrunner being on the bench. But the team's identity, they're starting to really look at their strengths, and they're playing towards them instead of it. You said it yourself in the pregame was, listen, their big question mark every season before has been goaltending. This year, it's not the case. Saltzgiver's given them that standard in net that they can go out and play their game. And they don't have to worry about it if they give the opportunity. They can pinch the defensive effort. They can do everything that they need to be able to play. They're so well-rounded this year. You're absolutely correct. This is a team that is an early-on favorite.
We talked about Evan Saltzgiver, number 31, who's second coming into this game. He was second in the league with a .918 save percentage. Aiden Nader is also, you would consider in the backup, but he has impressive numbers too. He's 4-0, a 1.65 goals against, and a .914 goals save percentage. in front to Petro. Tried to go around Murphy. He did, and the puck trickled in on Myers. He able to cover it. So not only is Saltzgiver giving him a lifting goal, but Nader, who was with the team last year, has also played well too.
And it all starts there with them, the way they have to play. They're the high-scoring move, pinch defenseman being able to do stuff. You saw that play that just developed. Gardner got in behind the defense, but not only whenever they went to pinch on Gardner, Holtzman was coming up the left wing and just continued to go, got that puck in the corner, and created their opportunities down low. You wouldn't have that if you weren't afraid that you would have the odd man coming the other way if that bounce came back. That's what somebody like Saltzgiver gives you in this scenario.
The shot in on Myers. He blockers that away. Yeah, they're an impressive group, and they can roll 3 lines, maybe even 4. And they're at least 5 defensemen strong. Yeah, it's a good-looking team.
Oh.
DePietro gets a stick-up eye on Crum. Crum wanted a call. There is no call. Now here comes Landon Miney. Tried to center it. That was intercepted. Offsides as Mikulski kicked that puck in. Cats have to tag up. 11:20 to go in the third period. Shots now 39-17 in favor of Hempfield. One impressive thing that I've seen from Hempfield is they just keep coming. They keep coming. Their forecheck. They move the puck. They move their feet. Dunlop back at the point. Shoots. That was blocked. Cats, can he get it out? They will. Here comes Mikulski. Caden Mikulski. If you're looking for his brother, senior captain Cam Mikulski, Cam has not played a game this season. He had major knee surgery earlier in the spring. He is on the bench. We see him with a helmet, but he has yet to play a game this season for Latrobe. And that was a big loss for the Cats. Here's a headman pass to Heron. That doesn't connect. Ginther behind his goal. Pressured by Bryant. Ginther, can he get it out? He will. Puck sent in by Planey. 10 minutes to go in the third period. Bryant gets it over to Martz. Martz looking for the hat trick. He's got 2 tonight. Matthews able to get it out. After it is Kettering. Is this going to be icing? It will. 9:47 to go in the third. Hempfield up 4-2. They've scored the last 4 goals in this game. Cats were up 2-0 in the second. Early in the second.
Absolutely. And the one thing that I just noticed on that last play, if you go back about 3 or 4 minutes, Krupe down in the corner was able to pop up next to the net. Fearlessly stayed down there, and the puck just happened to bounce back to him. It's the type of opportunities that you have to take, and it's going to take a little bit of effort and confidence to be able to play that style, but it seemed to work out for him. He was able to just skate it out in front and take a shot on Myers.
And the formula really for what Hempfield's doing is easy to see on paper. They score a lot of goals. They're getting good goaltending. They have the number 1 power play in the league. They have the number 1 penalty kill in the division. Here comes Landon Miney. Has a chance. Shot stopped by Saltzgiver. They're getting good goaltending. Their special teams are the best, and they score a lot of goals. So it makes sense that they're winning a lot of games. Garen Gardner up to Holtzman. Holtzman, good pass over to DePietro. DePietro over to Gardner. Gardner between the circles, right there. Shot went wide. Penalty coming up here. It's going to be against. Is it going to be against Holtzman or Meter? Got a cross check coming. I think it's going to be against Holtzman. Holtzman got tangled up with Meter. So power play chance number 3. Coming for Latrobe. And if they're going to get back in this game, Mitch, they desperately need a goal here.
Yeah, you've got to get one on this. You could probably crawl back in, but if you don't get it on this power play, but you're talking 6:56 remaining, just over 7 minutes after this one, expires, it's tougher. It's uphill, especially the way that Hempfield's starting to play defense.
Kettering, Miller, Matthews, Ginther, and Morris out for the Cats. Here's Miller now.
Nets off. No?
Nets off. They whistle that down, and the faceoff is going to come out into the neutral zone. So the Cats are got to be pretty desperate here. They're being outshot 39-19. More importantly, they're down 4-2 on the scoreboard. Power play chance number 3. They have not had a lot to write home about tonight in the first 2 chances. Puck is cleared. Zone entry and setup has been the issue. Krupe providing pressure. Ginther. Ryan Ginther. Cats defenseman ahead to Miller. Miller will carry the mail. Loses an edge. Keeps coming. Miller now shoots. Had hit a leg. Went wide. Can they get it out? They can't. Miller keeps it in. Miller sends it over to Ginther. Ginther. Miller shoots. Glove down by Saltzgiver with Matthews on top of the blue. 1:15 to go in the penalty. 8:11 to go in the third period. Cats will make a change. Brogan Murphy's going to come out. He'll replace Matthews. So Kettering, Miller, Murphy, Ginther, Morris out for Latrobe. Face off to the right of Saltzgiver. Kettering wins the draw. Morris shoots right in. Save on Saltzgiver. Ginther down low. Kettering 2. They're battling. Kettering comes out with it. Rinkside over to Miller. Miller now. Miller over to Morris. Back to Miller. Shoots. His stick explodes into 2 pieces. An expensive piece of equipment on the ice as Miller's stick just broke into 2 big pieces. Puck went in on net. Myers covered it. 44 seconds to go in the penalty.
That's an unfortunate break there for Latrobe. He had an opportunity there with a little bit of pressure in front, a little bit of a screen setting up in front.
And Miller is the trigger man. He's the guy that they try to set up for one-timers and open looks. He had a one-timer set up there, but, of course, his stick didn't cooperate. Face off to the right of Myers. Kettering comes away with it. Cats on the power play. Miller now will be the first one there. He'll be challenged by Planey. Kettering, 33 seconds ago. Kettering comes out, shoots. That goes over the net. Miller, 28 seconds to go in the penalty. Miller over to Kettering. Kettering over to Miller. Walks in, shoots. That's stopped by Saltzgiver. No rebound as Murphy was in front. 20 seconds to go in the penalty. Cats will make a change. They'll send out Miney, Suschak, and McMahon, who had the first goal in this game. Mikulski and Meter. Puck is cleared. Down to 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Looking like the Cats are going to be 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Mikulski ahead of McMahon. Penalty is now over. Cats 0 for 3. So the number 1 penalty killing unit in the division have now killed 43 of 46. And their 93% kill rate is going to go up. Puck went out of play, 6:47 to go in the third. 4-2 is our score. Hempfield Spartans ahead, looking to win their 5th in a row. Saby, who had the goal that put Hempfield ahead. Meter battles DePietro. McMahon sends it around the wall. Saby intercepts that. He'll shoot. That'll miss the net. Garen Gardner in front. The Holtzman. That was stopped. One-timer there by Myers.
Hempfield holds off Latrobe here on this attack. Hempfield's only going to be 1 point back going into that game against Penn Trafford on
Monday night.
with Penn Trafford will have a game in hand, but they'll be 1 point back. It's a huge game on Monday night on
Monday night,
Sports Network.
7:15 here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. The game will be broadcasted by our friend Sean Myers and the Westmoreland Sports Network. Matthews tried to dump that in. Wasn't able to get it deep, losing an edge. Aaron going down as DePietro. Saby keeps coming. DePietro now. Offsides or Hempfield. 6:05 to go in the third. You can see the body language here by the Cats. They've lost 3 in a row. And there's just not a lot of juice right now for Latrobe. They need a spark, and they need it soon. Hempfield trying to close this out to move within 1 point of first place, with a big Christmas week game coming Monday night. Nigel Morris. Offsides or Hempfield. They got to clear out. They do. Ginther gets it out. Planey ahead of Grommel. Ginther and Grommel make contact behind the goal line. Ginther has the puck. Pressured though by Grommel. Relentless is Hempfield. Their forecheck and they're in front, and their attack, they just keep coming. Planey. Now Nigel Morris. Murphy couldn't handle that. J.J. Williams over to Krupe right there. Shoots, save, Myers. Nice save there by Reese Myers on a great pass by Williams to Nick Krupe. But Myers makes the save. Puck went out of play.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to land on the mechanical level up there for a second. I thought maybe we'd have one of those tonight.
We've seen a couple go up there every once in a while. Yeah.
Another note that I'm taking with this Greater Latrobe team, don't take it away from the effort. Hempfield last year is exactly where Latrobe is right now. A young team starting to learn to grow together. A lot of these names played last year, and they're still a young team. But they're going to grow. They're going to learn each other's needs here out on the ice, being able to work with each other. So it's a good learning effort for this team. So don't count anything out this season, especially if you start to melt at the right time.
Well, the first period, and I would say 3 minutes or so of the second, Latrobe was playing exactly the way we wanted to play. The effort was there and everything. The effort's been there all night, but they got off to a great start. They had the first 2 goals and were playing really well. I think what we've seen here from Hempfield, though, is here's March looking for a hat trick. Shoots. Glove down by Myers. What Hempfield is showing is that they are for real. And when I say for real, I mean a contender in the Double-A division. So I'm looking forward to this game on Monday against Penn Trafford, because that's going to be a real good early season, well, almost midway point of the season test for both of those teams. With basically, well, not basically, it is first place on the line. Both of those teams are going to be playoff teams, that's for certain. It's just a matter of where they end up seated. But when we played early in the season, the first time, Hempfield won 4-2. And I was impressed by them that night. And I'm even more impressed with them tonight. You learn a lot about a team, how they handle adversity, and how they handle when things aren't going their way. And there wasn't a lot going Hempfield's way when they were down 2-0. But they've scored 4 straight, and they've taken control, and they're out shooting Latrobe 44-21 right now. Here comes Kettering back. 3:15 to go in the third. Kettering tried to shoot it. Horrell may have gotten a stick on that. Holtzman now on the forecheck. He'll bump Ginther in the corner. Holtzman now centered it, looking for Gardner. That doesn't connect. Brogan Murphy now, under 3 minutes to go in the third. Cats need a goal here quick to try to make this game close. Miller. He'll dump it in. Cats are going to pull Myers. Nope, now he stops and goes back. The Cats wanted to pull Myers, but the puck came out quick. Williams gets it back to Williams. We'll see if Myers comes. Myers is coming now. Here comes Miller. Preston Miller gets around a man, goes to the middle, back in, he scores! Preston Miller scores with 2:20 to go in the third period. He beats Saltzgiver on the backhand. Miller gets his second goal of the night, his 11th of the season. Hey, don't go away. 2:20 to go. It's 4-3.
Goal scores goal when you need it right there. You come in, you put a beautiful backhand on. You just fooled Saltzgiver. He was expecting you to go low. You elevated it enough that it was able to go through his pads. Make it a one-goal game. Now you give yourself a little breathing room, 2:20 to go.
Now the Cats are back in this. Shots are 44-22, but here we are with 2:20 left. Cats just down a goal. Here's Martz. So now we got two players, Martz and Miller, both looking for hat tricks. We got a hand pass here called by Hempfield.
It's coming out.
So Martz has 2 for Hempfield. Miller has 2 for Latrobe. We're on hat trick watch. 2:11 to go in the third. 4-3. Hempfield leads. Cats have Murphy, Miller, Kettering, Meter, and Mikulski. Bryant after the draw shoots. That hit a stick and went up and hit the low ceiling here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. Cats' next game will be next Tuesday, the 23rd. They got to go to Erie. And, of course, Hempfield's next game is this Monday. Big tilt against Penn Trafford. Face off to the right of Reese Myers. Puck up the wall. Saby over to Bryant. Bryant back to Dunlop. He'll shoot. Sorry, that was Wassel. Right in on Myers, and he makes the save. No rebound. Minute 54 to go in the third period, and a timeout is going to be taken by Latrobe.
I almost don't want to promote the counter programming that I have here on Monday night when I go to Robert Morris, but I'm going to because I have to legally, you know. But I'm at Robert Morris, 7:15, Montour, Quaker Valley. Quaker Valley sitting in first in the single A division, I believe that's the gold division. And then on the opposite side, the second back half of that doubleheader is Moon and Cannon McMillan. Moon fourth, Cannon McMillan second in that same division. So I've got a really nice twin bill at RMU, but I don't want to try to counter promote against what's going on here because the game here, in my heart, I'll be watching it on my phone while I'm calling that game. That's, of course, Westmoreland Sports Network, 7:15 here in Nevin Arena on Monday. We've got a lot of games on 10-band that night. Upper St. Clair, Seneca Valley, 7 o'clock at Ice Castle, followed by Baldwin, Norwin, a 10-band there. And then Lawrence County has Neshannock and Ringgold, the network there. So we got a lot. And then and Wilmington, Swickley Academy following that. We got a lot of games on Monday night, but I'm telling you, even I'm having a hard time wanting to counter program what's going to happen at 7:15 at this very rink.
It's kind of hard to believe right now that this is a 4-3 game when you consider not only is Hempfield out shooting Latrobe 46-22, but they're out shooting them 17-5 here in the third period. And in the second and the third period, they've outshot them 34-12. Mm-hmm. But here we are with a minute 54 to go. We got a 4-3 one-goal game. Cats just take their time out. They're going to send out Kettering, Miller, Murphy, Ginther, and Nigel Morris. Mart steps in, looking for the hat trick in blue. Kettering now. Can the Cats get the puck deep and get possession, get the puck deep, and get the goalie pulled? They can't get it out. Brian between the circles over to Martz. Martz tried to shoot. That was foiled by Kettering. Here come the Cats.
Goalie's pulled.
Cats have the goalie pulled. Murphy loses it. Saby now. Sends it up the wall. Murphy loses it. Empty net now. Puck sent in. Sent right back out. That hit Morris, so it's not going to be icing. Empty net. Can Hempfield score?
Nice
Had
stick.
a chance there. Good stick on puck. Here comes Kettering. Minute 10 to go. He's going to send that in. Saltzgiver lets it go. Dunlop sends it around the wall. Morris.
Wave it off.
Bryant now with an empty net in blue. Under a minute to go. Murphy just sends it up the glass. Saby shoots for the empty net. That hit a stick. Herron's there. Bryant too. He shoots. That's blocked. Bryant again shoots. That's stopped by Ginther. 40 seconds. Remember that if the Cats can tie this game. Puck bounces off. No icing. Matthews after it. Miller too. Where are the Cats? They got to get on it. Miller between the circles has a chance. Shoots. Misses the net. 23 seconds to go. Cats need the puck. Miller over the line. Miller. Saby. Miller. Puck goes in on Saltzgiver and he covers up with 13.5 seconds left. 4-3. Hempfield leads. Face-off will be to the left of Saltzgiver. Cats are tired, but they don't have a timeout. I do not think Hempfield's going to use theirs.
I wouldn't if I were them.
What's that?
I would not if I were them.
I would not
right
if
now.
I would either. No, why do that?
Kettering's on one knee.
They've got the advantage. Kettering now can't win the draw. Horrell, can he get it out? He does. 5 seconds to go. Cats are going to run out of time. 2 seconds, one empty net. We got an empty net goal. That's going to count. Holtzman's going to get the empty netter. Holtzman ends up with his 10th goal of the season. That's his second of the night. I believe they're going to count that goal, Mitch. The horn did go off
before, and I think they just ran the time to make sure that it was, you were going to drop the face-off. It wasn't going to make much of a difference. We'll find out if they count the goal, but right now, we're going to call it a 5-3 until we don't.
So Hempfield now wins their 5th in a row. They get to 11-2 on the season. They are just 1 point out of first place. Latrobe Ice Cats, unfortunately, now have lost their 4th in a row. They go to 4-6-1 on the season, and I believe they will remain in 7th place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's they did count the goal, by the way. They did get the final goal on that one. But it was a hard-fought game on both sides. You really can't look at it from any other way. Hempfield, they're for real. They're a for-real team right now. They're all facets of the game, all three sides. Then you saw them go down 2-0 and still dig out of it and pull off to a 2-goal victory here.
Yeah, they're a contender. I'm impressed with what I've seen all the way through. First-year coach Mike Albright. He's got an experienced bench with John Weinbrunner, Ethan Grant's also helping, ex-head coach. So they got a lot going on right now. It's not even Christmas yet, so we want to temper things. But
both these teams have really big games next week, and like you said, it's not over yet, and we still got 2.5 months left in the season. Playoffs don't start till March.
Things are looking good for Hempfield. Latrobe has to regroup and find a way to get back in the win column. They'll have that opportunity this Tuesday when they travel to Lecom Sports Park to take on Erie Cathedral Prep. So that's it here at the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. Your final score tonight, Hempfield 5 and Latrobe 3. And any last thoughts, Mitch?
It was really good to get back to the old barn, check out Latrobe, and something. It's nice to step in with you here. Unfortunate with everything we've got going on. Hopefully I could pick up a couple more games for the in the AA division here for you guys. But, rivalry games are always fun. You can't say anything about it, and you don't know a mettle of a team until you get into a rivalry game like this. And they both brought it. They put on a good contest, and I'm excited to see where this goes the rest of the season.
Thank you for having me, Mitch. It was a pleasure. It was all mine. It was a lot of fun on Berg Hockey Night, and it was Rivalry Thursday. So for everyone here at Berg Hockey, this is Chris Beddick saying so long from the Kirk S. Nevin Arena. Hempfield wins 5-3. And for everyone here at Berg Hockey, I say to you, good night, everybody.